Ultras press conference, roll 1, Liddell.
अब सीरियस है ये आप लोग तो वो विजय शर्मा को माफी मांगनी पड़ी बात तो भाई आधा घंटा से ज़्यादा नहीं रखना चाहिए कह रहा हूँ कि घर गए पाटनगर
Invitation of the Speaker of the House, of the Lok Sabha, Dr. Jakar. We became friends in several meetings of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, and we became good friends. I think it's easy to become friend of Dr. Jakar because he's a very nice and gentleman. He had invited me to come to India, and I felt myself obliged to come, and I am very happy to have made that decision. I have had the opportunity to see a part of the country, of course, is a very large one. I have had the opportunity to see beautiful monuments. I have had the opportunity to see the people, and I have been received in the scene of the upper and lower house. I was received by the President of the Republic, by the Vice President of the Republic, by the Prime Minister, by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and by the Minister of Relations with Parliament, and many other important personalities here. And in
Falklands crisis with her?
Well, of course, I expressed to her my concerns in the matter. Naturally, my sympathies for Argentina, and also my hopes for a peaceful solution of the issue. I am not entitled to pose any initiatives, because I am not in an official visit. But I think it's possible that India play a role among other important countries in the world to help to get a peaceful solution for the issue.
Are you hopeful of a peaceful solution now that fighting is actually broken out? And the latest news we have is that British forces have landed in South Georgia and taken 200 Argentinian prisoners.
I think that this very fact makes more urgent the peaceful solution because of the events claim for an active formula. And I think that in some way there is a positive factor. Everything has a good side and a bad one, that now the British pride may be satisfied.
James Hatton, Associated Press. Would you expect that if a peaceful solution is not arrived at and the fighting continues, would you expect that your country might come to the assistance of Argentina?
My country has supported in the Organization of American States the application of what we call in Spanish TR. I don't remember which are the letters in English. Treaty of Inter-American Reciprocity, Reciprocal Aid, Reciprocal Assistance, TR. That was signed years ago in Rio de Janeiro, establishing that an aggression of any external power to an American nation would be repealed by all, not only Latin American, but American nations. Of course, we should expect a common decision and a common attitude in this matter.
Do you think that it was a correct move by Argentina in the first place of invading or reclaiming, from its point of view, the Falkland Islands?
You know, the matter is that when dialogue is indefinitely postponed and delayed, the impatience is very possible in people's behavior. I could change your question in this one. Do you think that it was just and correct attitude of India, the annexion of Goa?
Mr. Vajpayee of Hindustan Times. What would be the course of action of a country like yours?
Well, I can't say that. I am not on an official mission. But of course, in the case of my country, we have an agreement signed in Geneva 16 years ago that was delayed during my government. It was postponed for 12 years. It's going to become in force again. That should open the way to a practical and equitable solution. I think that it should be wise for both parties to try to get that solution in a friendly way.
Sorry, I'll put my question a little more bluntly.
That every country in the world should hope that the remainders of colonialism of the world empires be totally removed from the world.
And this form part of the same process.
Well, not exactly, but there is a common reason, historically. I agree with you. In many situations, in many cases, behavior of great powers is not fully consistent.
Mr. Molaf, next
Difficult for me to make a statement on that because I have been informed that the population of the Malvinas Islands is very small. That's not the case of a country who has been growing and establishing continually, but it's a case in which the situation as a colonial territory, not colonial, it's an imperial possession, has been kept in a different way. I have heard that the total population of the Malvinas is about 15,000 people. That are more, yes.
Less.
How much?
1,800.
1,800? Yes. Oh, yes. Well, much less. So it should be, I think, a kind of illusion to consider that territory as a country whose inhabitants should decide desert. Has approved some resolutions against colonialism, and in those resolutions some names are specifically mentioned. So are the Malvin Islands. So in general, the majority that approves those resolutions is in favor of the end of colonial regime on those cases. Naturally, it's very hard to decide in particular and specific cases, and it should be impossible for me, for instance, to establish here which territory should be freed or which should be become part of the main countries to which there are adjacent.
A difficult position, and do you have any forecast how they might come out of this?
Well, I am a long distance now from Washington, and the information about the OAS meeting is the same you have. But of course, United States belong to the OAS, and naturally, if this issue is treated there, they should be considering the situation. And I think that the travels made by Secretary of State Haig proves that United States is concerned, and that necessary must be, because the United States is a part of the American hemisphere and has permanent relations with Latin American nations, and also is a close friend and ally of the United Kingdom. And peace, that was unanimously approved. And Mr. Andreotti, the former Prime Minister of Italy, who is the chairman of the first committee of the political journalist, a young lady, as a matter of fact.
Does this Inter-Parliamentary Union support the demand of making Indian Ocean a zone of peace?
Well, I think that United States must be the most interested in the peaceful solution of this affair, of this issue, and is not easy to judge if the gestions of the Secretary of State have been the more adequate. Of course, it depends on the result. Up to the moment, they have not been very successful, but I think that United States must be seriously interested in this affair. You remember what happened in the Suez Canal, no? And the United States took a very serious stand in front of United Kingdom and France in order to stop the operation to recover the Suez Canal that was occupied by the Egyptian government.
Venezuela will send military assistance to help Argentina in this crisis.
I can't answer that question at this moment, because any answer on my part would have necessary implications. So excuse me.
Any other question?
No, just a small observation. How do you keep yourself so fit and charming at this age? Of course, you're not as aged as I am.
How do you keep yourself so fit and manage to be so charming
Oh, thank you.
at what he considers your ages? I mean, you may be.
Well, I saw in a record that I am a year and some months, maybe 9 months,